Good afternoon, my friends. How are you all? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony Darroch and this is the How to Craft Network Studio. As always, lovely to have your company. If you're following me for the first time, click subscribe. If you like the video, give me the thumbs up. And if you want to comment and have a chat with a smiley face, then I'm here for you. So let's crack straight on. I have a little project in my head. You're thinking, Yeah, I want to do a little project today with some paper, because I'm trying to encourage you all to use the paper that you have in your stash. Or if you want to buy paper, you can obviously buy paper, but I'm sure tons of you have a lot of paper in your stash. So what we're going to do today, Tony, we're going to do a little bit of not an album, not a card, an in-betweeny, if that makes any sense at all. So I will check out your comments in a second or two, but if you are in the Create Together Club, then you will have your second item, which is this wonderful 5x7 embossing folder. You will have the first item, which is the heart die. And then we have one envelope to open, one last envelope to open. Charlotte Palmer. Here we go. Look, let's all do it. We have one envelope to do lastly, which has got a different product in there. And then on the last one, we'll work them all together. Now, normally I say to you, you can join the club at any point, but unfortunately, this one has been a super popular one and it has sold out. However, I try and create demos where you will be able to utilise what is in your stash as well. It won't be the same, but we still don't leave you out, so please get involved if you can. Now, you can pop your makes on our social media pages. We love to see your makes. I saw a couple of you had done what I did yesterday, which was this lovely card, which looks even better today. Now, I've stepped away from it and gone back to it. I feel like it looks fab today. And then what we'll do is we'll do a big old lineup of all of the cards we do over the course of the 7 days. And then we'll pick a favourite, or a favourite technique, or a favourite colour, whatever it may be. So shall we dive straight in? So there is 7 days worth of content for each product. Now, the heart die and stencil system, there's 7 shows for that one. For this one, there's going to be the same. This is the last one for this one this week, though, guys. We're going to have to pick it up next week. We have things going on over the next few days and the weekend as well. So we'll pick it up next week, but you'll always get those 7 days worth of content. Now I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So, and the other one that I always say to you all is, if you pop a comment underneath this video when we do go off air, I'll pick a ton of winners at the end of the full shows, and we'll give tons of things away for all the people that got involved in the event. So all you need to do is pop a comment underneath the video every day and just let us know what your thoughts are. So I feel like I'm going to sneeze, but I'm totally not. And I'm sniffing. That's such an annoying sniff. Will you just leave the door open, please? Such an annoying sniff. I know, gets me down. But we've had a ton of deliveries today. So I've signed, sealed, delivered off on some amazing new things. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Signed, sealed, delivered. Done today. So they're all new things for January and February, which is wonderful. So let's play today. Shall we just have... Let's have a play. So let's do a little bit of a shout out. Philippa, Lindsay, a lot of paper. Exactly. This is what I mean. Carla, lovely to have your company. I'm loving the sunflower embossing folder. Pat, Philippa, Marilyn, and over on this social media page here, there's nobody commenting on this one. Do you know what? Through the day, it's not a Facebook thing. It's a YouTube thing. But of an evening, when I do my evening shows, it's a Facebook thing and a YouTube thing. So I'll still try and monitor both, though. So let's crack straight on. Sorry, I'm using this 5x7 sunflower embossing folder. Now, some embossing folders are brilliant technique base-wise. Inks, texture, they're amazing, aren't they? But let's do a little mini project where we've got interactive pages with a shaped sunflower. Hey, why not? Shall we? Sunflower will make a great sympathy card, Philippa. It totally would. So what we're going to do is, I have some papers. Now I've picked these ones, of course. So Helen is on TV today with this wonderful Peacock Magical Elegance collection. If you love teal, you're going to love this. And she's on today at 4 o'clock. Now, I did do the product preview for it live on Monday night. So if you want to see what it's all about, go and check that out. I've already been asked for more stock. And do you know, when I did the product preview, I only showed you the papers and the stamps. There's an embossing folder with it of a large feather, and there is some sprays, just in case you want to do a bit of spraying with your embossing. And the papers are uncoated as well, so you can spray onto the papers and things like that. So we've got Julie Burnside on Facebook. Welcome to the channel, sweetheart. Hi, Tony, Tim and everyone. Lovely to have your company. So it's a big bundle. I think it's about £40. It's a steal. And I appreciate, like, November is the time when we all start getting focused on Christmas and things like that. But if you are in for a treat for yourself, then it's a great price. I've put it on at a super duper price. So that's on today at 4 o'clock. I have been asked for more stock already, so who's bought it? I bet a few of you on here have already bought it, haven't you? Right, so they're the papers that I'm going to use, but you don't have to have these papers. You don't have to go and buy the papers. You'll have papers from 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 9 years, 10 years, won't you? Let's face it. Yeah, I've had a Kit Kat. Right. What am I doing? Right, let's get on the overhead. So here we have two. Now I have a vision. Charlotte's there. I have a vision. So I have 2 7x7 card blanks, right? I don't know where this is going, but I have a vision. And you love this when I do it like this way, because you all love to see me being creative as I go. And then you take it away with you and you absolutely make it your own. Hi, Kate. Lovely to have your company. So 2 7x7s. Now, let's have a look. So before I touch my 7x7s, I've got 2. I'm going to do 2 of the embossing folders on white, like we did yesterday, on white. So let's get some white cardstock, and I'm going to show you. Mind you, I might need more, but we can always do more as we go along. Let's just start with 2 to start with, and then go from there. Hey, how's that sound? So I'm going to pop my embossing folder over my card here and then cut it. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll just show you here. So you can see here, I've just popped the embossing folder over this white piece of card. I know it's hard to see, I'm sorry. But I've left myself a little bit of a hinge look. See it's not, I keep sniffing and it's so annoying. It annoys me to death, and I feel sorry for you guys listening to me. And now I've pointed it out, you're going to notice even more. And I do apologise. I don't know why. I take all my vitamins and everything. I'm so sorry. Sniff. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm all like. So as you can see here, the embossing folder is here, and I've got a bit of a hinge. Now, looking on my map there, it's shy of an inch, but you could do an inch hinge if you wanted to, but I'm just doing it just a little bit shy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to pop a little mark there. I'm just going to cut my piece of card down there. You'll see where this is going soon. So I'll just pop this into my guillotine. And then I'm just going to pop it back in, and we'll cut it down by the base. Michaela says she loves to watch me do stuff. You mean you love to watch me faff? In fact, you love to watch me do mistakes and then you don't do them. I know your kind. And then all I'm going to do is mark it there, because that's the bottom of the embossing. And I'm just going to cut it off. Right, so that's one. And I'm going to do the same with this one. So about just shy of an inch hinge. Doesn't really matter. I'll trim it off there. Trim it off there. So I've got 2. I might need more. We'll see how we go. So trim that off there. Like so. Super, super easy. So far, so far, so far. Resisted so far, Philippa. What you like. Right, so let's run this one through. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing folder. I'm going to pop it flush on the right, so I have my border on the left, like so. Hopefully this is going to go through my machine. It is just. And we'll run this one through. And we'll just run this one through. And then let's do the other one too, so when we take this out. Hopefully you can see that detail. My embossing folder is still a bit hacky from yesterday. God's law, eh? Look at that detail, doesn't that look beautiful? That would make a nice Christmas poinsettia if you did it in bright red, guys. So let's just set that one aside and then let's do the other one. So I'll pop it in, flush down the side, one side. And then if you've got a little bit of overhang, which I have here, I can trim that off. I'm not overly concerned about it. Let's run this one through. Julie's late today. Oh, late today, must be busy. No, I'm not late, Julie, I'm here. What's happening? I've got people saying there's no music, doesn't seem to be anything happening. I'm here. I'm here. Everybody, tell everybody I'm here. Honestly, I'm not a ghost. I'm here. And then we have another one. Right, so I'm just going to trim it down because I have an edge. Well, you don't really have to trim it down if you don't want to, I guess. Oh, thanks, Michaela, for telling. I don't know, maybe reset your thing, Julie. Maybe, darling. Right, let's just move aside for now. So all I'm going to do is, I have like an edge here, don't know if you can see that, like an edge, and I need it to be flush. So I'm going to pop that in my guillotine and take it off. Tony's like a Duracell bunny, she keeps on going. I try. So I'm just trimming off the nasty edge so it's flush. I'm just gonna, sorry ladies and gents, I did blow my nose again before I started, but I'm just gonna do it one more time. That wasn't very nice, I'm sorry. I can see it just fine. Charlotte Palmer, question, is this folder on the website? I'm not sure, Charlotte, I don't think it is. You'll have to check. If there is, it's only because there's a handful left because the full collection's sold out. I know we've definitely got none of the heart dye, which you all loved. I'm so sorry. It's not my fault. Shall we blame? Let's just blame Becky. She's not watching. Right, so just going back to this then. So you can see we've got our edge on there, just where it's been in the embossing folder. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my embossing tool or score tool, whatever you have at home, and I'm just going to emboss that line. And then I've created a hinge look. Would you see that there? Now you could just run your embossing folder through and then do your hinge after. And then this one has a hinge as well, can you see? I just need to trim this one down a little bit. Just tidy that edge up a little bit because that's a bit grotty. In fact, I'm going to do something different with this one anyway. But you see the line here, we're going to pop that in and then we'll score that one. So when I fold that over like so, oh, just be careful of your embossed detail there. There we go. So I have a hinge at the top of there and a hinge at the top of there. Both, oh, look at that. Very, very yummy. Could make a great big piece of artwork with that, couldn't you? But we've got a hinge at the top and a hinge at the bottom. It doesn't matter where your hinge is, as long as you've got a hinge somewhere, okay? So let's bring in our project. Just set that on the back. So let's bring in our 2 7x7 cards. Now, I'm not sure where this is going yet, ladies and gentlemen, but what I felt like was if we glued one inside the other, like so, we would have this, wouldn't we? Now, wouldn't it be good to have some interactive pockets? So let's just have a look here. So a pocket here, maybe, I'm not sure yet. Or a pocket here. If you wanted the pocket to match the back, you could trim your card down, of course. Or you could have a pocket here. Or you could have a pocket here. That opens out. Ooh, that looks nice, doesn't it? But this one, I feel like, so this one I'm going to cut away. I'm going to have a beautiful shaped sunflower pocket here. I'm not going to be able to complete all of this, but construction-wise, you could absolutely construct your own beautiful, giftable, with several sunflower pockets, straight pockets. You know how much I love paper and faffing with pockets and things like that. So now we have a lovely pocket. So let's just move all of our rubbish out of the way here. Now you could paint them up if you wanted to. No rules again. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a good old score with my fingernail here. I'm going to stick this behind here. Can you see that there? Just going to turn it over. Unblock my glue every time. I can tell you're all watching intensively because nobody's talking. So let's just pop this all over here. So try and get it even. Stephen, if you can. Hold it in place. Now the cool thing is, if you wanted to have like a open close sunflower pocket, if you did the same, obviously did two of those, then at the bottom you could have one so the pocket's open top and bottom. Intrigued to see where this goes. So am I, Philippa. I have these wonderful ideas. So I'm going to glue this now onto the back of my other 7x7 card, and we've got like a little bit of an album coming together. Now, this is not going to have a pocket at the top, Lindsay. This is going to be an opening at the top. So you're open to something inside, maybe a pocket inside. We'll have a look in a second what we're going to do. I'll get my card flush because it's equally measured. So you could put this one at the bottom like so, with what Lindsay's just said in mind, obviously a little bit smaller. So you open this one here, and inside you have pockets with things inside. Maybe make it a little bit shorter in depth like so. So then when you opened maybe about there, you could have a little Velcro or a little ribbon. So you have options. I'm just going to go with that one for now. And then I think I'm going to go this side panel on a pocket on the side here. So when you're making these types of projects, okay, if you're brand new to anything like this, I always say construct all of your sort of like flaps and folds. Then when you decorate, you hide all of your construction. Does that make sense? So with this one, I'm going to stick it in here. So I've got an open pocket here. So I've only cut 2 here, but of course you could do 3, 4, however many you want. We might cut some more as well. We'll see how we go. I'm just going to pop that, try and get it as level as I can. Now, if you are wanting, as I say, it level, I quite like my pockets on the inside a little bit shorter, but if you want it absolutely level, then just cut your card to the desired size. You're going to have to take just a slither off there, aren't you? So push that down there. Isn't it wonderful how just a little bit of paper can transform your whole project? Could do with another one here, maybe. Right, let's just get some paper on here to show you how it'll come together. So I have my lovely paper here. Oh, stop right now. So when you start to put your papers underneath, look what happens. How you get the lovely detail in that. I think I need to go a bit darker. Late to the party, Amanda, don't you worry, sweetheart. I think, let's go some dark tealy colours. So knowing that my card is 7 by 7, I'm going to cut this just under 7 by 7. So let's just get some of my guillotine here. Where's my guillotine? I'm just going to cut it just under, like a 2mm under. And then hopefully when we come to put it on our card, it will just fit beautifully like so. You see now? Yeah, so that will go there. Let's get a piece for here. It will go with the gold. Oof. No. Pink. Don't get rid of these scraps because these make great pocket fillers at the tops and things like that. So oh, let's have a look so far. And when you stick it, you need to make sure that it's not going to interfere with any of your score lines, okay? Because when you come to shut it up, if it catches just a slight little bit, it's going to irritate you and it's not going to shut properly, okay? So let me get these adhered in here. So is anybody into the paper like me? I'm going to get that gold at the bottom. Oops. Oh, Jan's relaxing watching now, bless her. So I'll get one for here. So let's pick a different one. This is a great way to use up those papers, guys. If you've been sat on them for a while, come on, get them used. So I'm just going to cut this one. So I'm just going 2mm under. This is why I like 8 by 8 pads, you know, because you don't get much waste. Now, I would probably put another pocket here, but I'm going to get on to decorating the front and making the front look really unique with the embossing folder. So, and I want to put some pockets in too, so let's crack on. You can do as many pockets and flaps as you absolutely wish. Like if you did this one this way, that's a nice pocket, isn't it? So it depends on how you pop your pocket in as to how you want. In fact, In fact, that actually looks nice, do you think? Do you think it looks better that way? If we sealed it down there? Let's do that because we can. And then we can pop things in the as a pocket, can't we? Just hold that in place. Now you have a cute pocket, just say for instance, put a ton of tags inside, photos, whatever you're doing, whatever you like to keepsake. If it's just a family photo, make sure they've just stuck. So now we've got a nice sunflower pocket on there. And we've got a nice flap open here. So when you close, you close. So now we need to think about decorating our wonderful front. So with that in mind, should we do another? Let's do another one of these. Now, I'm liking the white, so I am going to stick with the white. So I'm just going to do what we did before. Give myself a hinge, you know, so we can sort of like hinge the front. So if our front will have a pocket too. This side. My hinge needs to be at the bottom because I'm having it as a pocket like we did on the other one. I'm going to cut that away. So that's my hinge. So cut it there for now. Cut it there for now. Super easy, hey? A packet of sunflower seeds if you've got somebody who's into the gardening. You know, totally cool. So let's run our embossing folder through again. Now, could you imagine, I know we're off piece here, but could you imagine this on the front of here, of a beautiful album, in the colours that coordinate through? So you've got a beautiful 3D flower on the front of your album. Ignore the craft. Do you know, so there's so much scope to really do an extravagant style gift if you really want to go above and beyond for that special person. And that's what I like about these little mini projects. They really allow you to do that. So let me just grab this. So I just pop that in there. There's my little hinge again, you can see, just a little bit of extra, just to help me with my project and get it in place. So that pattern paper that you've had your eye on in your stash, get your embossing folder out and, you know, make something cute. Make something totally cute. Pop it in with the Christmas gift. It doesn't have to be the gift, but pop it in with a gift. And it's like, this would probably end up being better than the gift because handmade is always wonderful, isn't it? People treasure handmade more than anything, I feel. Right, so let's have a look at this one. I'm just going to cut out again. Just going to cut away this because I feel like this will look cool on the front of my album. In fact, I'll just trim it down first. Who's going to be making one of these? Have to let me know. I don't know. You don't have to cut away the sides if you don't want to. That'll make your pocket a little bit more sturdy, I guess, if you left that. But here we go again. Who's going to give this album a twirl? Come on, come on, come on. Christine, might have a go. You're going to wait till the end, aren't you, Christine, to see if it's going to look any good, and then you're going to go, Jan says she's looking at doing it, but she missed the start. It's all right. I just did exactly what I've just done there. So I have my pocket with my hinge. I'm just going to fold it on the hinge. Give it a good old crease, crease, crease. Lindsay says depends if you can get round to it. Aren't you supposed to have more time when you retire, Lindsay? He's like, no, I'm the busiest I've ever been, Tony. Go away. Right, let's have a look. So I think I might have a page on the front of my book. Okay, so let's get this glued in place. Oh, I've glued the wrong bit. What a twit. So I'm just holding it in place, then my paper can glue for that bit, can't it? Yeah, like you could slide like little gifts inside. So I'm just going to leave that with the glue there, because then I'll get a piece of paper for my front cover. Now, what am I doing with my front cover? Come on. It's going to have to be patterned, isn't it? Really need to push the bolt out for some pattern. Ooh. I really don't know if I can cut. Oh, let's just go with this one. I'm doing it. So I need to cut 7, just under 7. Hold your breath, everyone. I'm doing it. Oh, I can't look top of my peacock because that's going at top. Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologise. I'm apologising now. So here we have our nice pattern paper. Amanda's definitely going to give it a go, and I don't doubt that for a second, Amanda. Right, so let's pop this down here. Oh, look at that. Peacocks on front. I've done it, Christine. Look at that. Is that not just gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Right, so let's stick this down the side. And this is going to be a little pocket on the front. I think it looks nice just in white. What do you think? Do you think just in white? I don't think we need to touch the embossing folder. I think the embossing folder is just highlighting it and making it even more beautiful. What do you think? I know I like white and I'm biased, but you know. Right, so before I go any further, I need a piece for here. I'm going to decorate all the pages because I really want you to see, honestly, how wonderful these albums quickly come together. Quickly. So let me just cut this one for here. Always save these because you can do paper weaving for your projects as well. Do not get rid of any of them, okay? So I'm just going to pop this on here, make sure that fits. That's right. Defo white on front. I agree, Lindsay, totally. Don't forget to pop a comment underneath this video. Is there a right way on this one? Underneath, let me know your thoughts on the project. And silly things like you can do belly bands. So then you can, say for instance, I just try and grab a bit of, obviously I can't do this in a full session. I love mini albums, as you all know, and we started to do them in our Studio 3s, but Studio 3 is still under reconstruction. However, let me just very quickly show you. This isn't for real, but if this was smaller, say a little square book, okay, like this, when you do belly bands, you can do little books that go underneath. So you've got books in pages as well. So you glue the belly band at the top and the bottom, and then you can put little books in with like a little photo or a little gift or a little keychain or... So you've got options, okay? I'm just trying to... And then with sort of like your pockets and things like this, you could absolutely 3D that again if you want. You just have to be mindful of the bulk in this though, guys, the total bulk. But again, you could go plain. Let me just see if I've got some white. I'm going to decorate the front. I'm just giving you some examples for inside because I feel like a lot of you are going to give this a try. So if you get a piece of your patterned paper and you do a pocket down by the base here, like so. You could put tags inside if you want to. And then across the top of your pocket, don't be afraid then to get your offcuts and decorate the top of the pocket, giving it a little bit of depth and dimension. Does that make sense? Like so. Like so. You can do your pockets deep. You can do them tall if you're doing bookmarks, small if you're doing smaller things. You can have side pockets as well. You can have corner pockets. And let me just show you a cool way to create a really, really cool pocket as well, is if you get your scissors... Let me just find out one that's appropriate, because I'm going to decorate the front as well, because I think I've got a little bit of time. Like, oh, let's do that one. Like this one, right? Watch this. Be careful around his little headpiece. Doesn't have to be perfect, just be careful. Keep you out of mischief. So then when you have, I mean, you can cut it a lot neater, take your time, enjoy the process. These projects are mindful and they are, I think they make you feel great, but this is just another way of doing a creative pocket. So if you glue it, let me see here. So if you glue down the side and across the base, you could maybe just pop a bit of glue on its tail, or you could cut it straight so the pocket starts like there, straight across, and then trim there. You have an extra pocket to put embellishments and things inside, cards and toppers. So you can have like creative pockets as well. So it's just food for thought there. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to take this one, I'm going to decorate the front. So I think you get the idea. Now, the good thing about, I mean, it looks cool already, doesn't it? The back, you need to decorate your back as well. Always make sure the back's pretty as well. But I'm going to take this one. I'm going to embellish the front now. So I'm just going to cut away some of these beautiful flowers and leaves. And I'm just going to accent my embossing folder. I'm not sure how it's going to look, but if it doesn't work, it'll get used as a pocket. So let's go ahead and just fussy cut this design. Oh, and woke up to me crafting, nothing better than that. Not sure about that. It's a nice little project, this one, though. And like I say, you don't have to have our products to create this if you're just tuning in and just lacking a little bit of mojo or whatever it may be. And if your fussy cutting's not great, because I appreciate, like me and some others, you have dexterity or cramp issues. If you can't get right into the nuts and crevices, just do the best that you can. Then get a blending tool and sort of like distress the edges with a bit of ink that matches. You cannot tell. That's the way that I get around it a little bit. So here we go. I'll just show you this. So I fussy cut that, look. Super easy. Now look what happens if you have that as a pocket and you put this on top. Look how beautiful. I mean, let's move him over. Look at that. Let's trim him off. And have him just coming on the side there so I can still see my beautiful embossing foot. Look at that. Da, 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 da. having right to the edge. Now we're talking. And I wouldn't glue these, I'd leave these totally floating. I love a little bit of texture, but you could maybe pop a bit of glue behind his head because that's very delicate actually. These are gorgeous and quick. I've literally done this from start to finish with you guys in 40 minutes. Yep, you can spend as much time, but the sort of construction of it is super easy, isn't it? I've got an album. Now I can spend the time being creative, fussy cutting the elements out of my papers if I want to. I could have a pocket on here, look at that. I could open this door and have a pocket in here. I mean, trim it down. So I've got a pocket within a pocket within a da-da-da-da-da. You could make tags, whatever you wanted to do. So I'm liking it so far. I'm going to finish it. Don't you worry. But let me just show you how now we can make it sort of like even more extra special with a nice belly band. Now, you're all thinking, oh, here she's off again with the belly band. So here's a bit of off-cut white card. So if you are wanting to maybe enhance your projects, make them look even more special, helps if I talk to the camera and you're not seeing my hands floating all over. So this is where I'm sort of like a serial paper saver, if that's what you want to call me. So I have all of these scraps, strips from my excess card. So I know this is getting used for my belly band. I'm going to create my belly band around my scraps. I'm not going to go, oh, I'll have a 2-inch belly band and then have to cut more paper. No, no, no. We're going to use our scraps. So I have a piece of off-cut white here. So let's just bring this in. I've done a ton of belly bands. Most of you probably know how to do belly bands by now. But equally, they do enhance your projects. And I feel like this project would absolutely be lacking without that flower in the back. That huge flower is just what's giving it that extra special feel. And who would have thought that embossing folders can work into album projects? Of course they can. Of course they can. So cool, so cool. Right, so what I'm going to do is, let's see how fat these are. They're just over 1 inch. So let's do 1.5 inch belly band. So I'm going to cut 2. Because I need 2 to go around that big chunky thing. Oh, Michaela's got to go back to work. Enjoy, sweetheart. See you later. Right, so here we are. Look, so now I've got a nice white belly band and I can use my offcuts from the paper, okay? Now, the way that I like to do belly bands, super, super easy, is always give yourself a little bit of slack when you're making them, and always make sure that you create at the last moment that you've filled your album, because your album gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then your belly band gets smaller and tighter, and you're like that, you know, like trying to get in those skinny jeans. Yeah. So make your album, make your belly band right at the last minute. So what I like to do is I always just glue them together. Super easy. Show you here. So glue them together at the back. It's going to be hidden anyway, so I might make sure they're both, that's it. So let's just glue it together at the back. And if it doesn't quite connect at the front because it's short, we'll use an embellishment. So just let that grab. Now, if you're making a cute album at home, decorate the inside and the outside, okay? Spend a bit of time on it. Don't do any shortcuts. Just hold it in place there while it grabs. And me neither. Me neither, but do you know what I felt like today? We need to step away from ink and colour and painting, because that's what everybody knows about embossing folders. So I thought, you know what, isn't it nice to have shaped pockets? And do you know, if you just want to do a gatefold card or a card that's got shaped fronts, sunflowers, just cut away the edge, that'd be cool as well. Shapes, I was thinking shapes when I thought about today's projects. So hopefully it'll inspire you to maybe utilise them in a little bit of a different way. Looks so good, Yvonne says. Thank you so much, darling. Right, so let's bring in our album here. So I always lay my album in the centre, like so. And I always bring my legs in. And as well, there's no measuring. It were 2 card blanks. And I cut paper a little bit shorter than card blanks. Because, and I know I keep saying it, and you're probably sick to death of me saying it, but I hate it when you get instructions or somebody says, right, measure at 2¼ inch and score at 4½ and fold in half and stick it on the 90-degree corner. Oh, I've been to a few classes like that. Anxiety. It just, unless somebody's saying, right, do this now because I've just finished one stage, it just gets too overwhelming. My heart starts to race. I feel like I need to go to the loo. It's crazy. So I always try not to do any measurements at all. I'm like, right, as you've seen with the belly band papers there, I cut some white card to accommodate that. I didn't go, right, this measures 2¾ inch and you need to cut your card at 2¾ 0.9 million. Oh, so if you're anything like me when it comes to all this stuff. So let's just show you very quickly because we're coming to the end of the show. I just wrap it round and I just give it a subtle sort of burnish. And then this side, I don't know if this is going to meet in the middle. Oh, it does. Quite fortunate. But I always push it back a little bit and I can move it up and down my project so I get a bit of a hump and then I sort of burnish out because I don't want it to be a tight belly band. And then all I'm going to do here is just pop a bit of glue under here. Now, if it didn't meet in the middle, all you need to do then is just get a piece of square card from an offcut and connect it with a sentiment, a quote. Connect it. Don't worry about it if it's a little bit short. So put that in there. So I'm just holding it in place while it grabs. I'm giving myself a little bit of slack so the belly band goes up and down. And then once that's on, you then just cover your belly band with your pattern papers. We'll do that. So if you pop a comment underneath here, I'll give this album away at the end of the event as well. Look at that. And obviously we need to decorate our back too, so that needs some pattern paper on there as well. So let's go teal. Oh. Now, can cut it down. Yeah, let's pop that one on. And that is an album in less than 50 minutes. To that stage, at least. Make sure your peacock's not upside down. There we go. He's not upside down. Like so. And then if you have a flower or a little... See, I can't stop. Once I start, I cannot stop. It's terrible. I'm so bad. So then I would find like this little peacock here or the flower and I would mount him onto there so my belly band's got a brooch because I'm a nightmare like that. Or I could cut this one down. Anyway, what do we think? You can see inside. Lovely embossed detail. I love this embossing folder. Looks beautiful. And then you could finish it off. And if you've got the tools, like I know I don't like to promote the tools. We do have them, of course, and if you want to buy them, you can. But if you do have the tools, you see now that moves on slightly. It's so slick because I've made it a little bit bigger. But if you do have the tools, you have your tab punchers. So if you want to create tabs, let me just find some card here. You know, so if you are creating cards that you want to pull out, then they adhere to the card and you can pull them out. We also have the corner punches, so if you wanted to round, it's totally your call. It looks so beautiful regardless. So if you've got the gear, you can jazz it up. If you haven't, it is not the end of the world. But there we go. A lovely little album. I hope you like that, guys. I will give this one away at the end of the event. And look at that, the belly band can go underneath the flower as well if you wanted it to. There we go. Do you like that? Let's have a look. Hi, Brenda. So that is project number 2. With the new papers launching on Create and Craft at 4 o'clock. So Helen's live at 4 with those. I'll be watching with a cup of tea. Hopefully you guys will as well. But hopefully, if nothing else today, that album has inspired you, to use your embossing folders with paper projects too, not just all of the lovely inky techniques and build. I feel like I'm going to get hiccups now. So earlier I was going to sneeze, now I'm going to get hiccups. To building with all of your paper projects. Absolutely gorgeous, says Amanda. Think about maybe doing a smaller one. So if you've got a ton of 5x5 cards or even smaller, a ton of cards in your stash, like you're just so not into that size card, but you've had them in your stash for ages. It's a great stash buster to bring them out, build them into projects and just get them used. I always feel great when I'm using stash. Like that, making that belly band, that made me very happy because I was using the offcuts to get a great belly band. So think about, what you've got in your stash to build in. If you use a ton of 7x7 cards and you're very low, use something that you haven't got that you don't use in your stash to create something quite beautiful as well. So there we go. So don't forget to pop a comment underneath this video if you wish. Please give us the thumbs up because that gives us a wider reach. If you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. And then we're on to session 3 using embossing folders. I'll have to give some great thought on what I'm going to do on session 3. I might build it in with the hearts from the first one as well to show you that they work together beautifully well. So that's it from me. I'll see you today. Well, you won't see me, but at 4 o'clock with the lovely Helen over on Create and Craft. And I'll see you very soon. I haven't got any dates, unfortunately, but I'll see you very soon. We have some family commitments, so I'll be back with you very, very soon to catch up. Have a great day, guys, and stay safe with the weather as well. I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye.